Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Hump Day. It's Wednesday, February 15th. Hope you had a great Valentine's Day. If you celebrated yesterday, I had a great night and a great evening with my girlfriend. So that was something I was looking forward to and had a great time. I hope everyone had a great time as well. But going to get started with the before market close video. Just as a reminder, I'm going to be doing the before market close video usually 30 minutes before close on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But next week, I'll probably get a market update out on Monday, but then I'm going to be going to Mexico and I probably won't be back to the 1st. So it might be Monday on the 20th, the last one, and then I probably won't get another one out until around the 3rd or the following week after. But if anybody does have any ticker requests, please let me know inside of Slack. But we're seeing Bitcoin break above 24,000 here at the moment, gaining some momentum. And on the 15-minute time frame, you can see here lots of green on the board. We've also got 1,700 approaching on Ethereum, Litecoin over 100, XRP just touching on 40 cents, XLM knocking on 9 cents, and Algo over 27 cents. So we're watching for the weekly bull flag to confirm. We're extremely close. 24,262 is the level I told you to be watching. 24,122 is the high of this weekly candle so far, but we're knocking on that door of confirming the weekly bull flag. So this is a textbook bull flag. We have decreasing bear volume. We have the low, high, higher low holding the 0.32 fib there at 21,193. We're in a weekly uptrend. A bullish continuation pattern is that of the bull flag. So the fact that we're in a weekly uptrend and a bull flag is a bullish continuation pattern. We've also seen backtest of the EMAs, a perfect hold of those, and an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross lining up here as well, adding more confluence to the fact that we could see this weekly bull flag confirm. We're also seeing broader market strength here with SPY turning green and lots of green across the board in the whole broader market. So we're very close. Like I said, only about $100 away from confirming that weekly bull flag, and the weekly bull flag target is about 33,000 there on Bitcoin measured move. So it's looking really good. In terms of movers and shakers on the day today, we have HP, LBC, and BTC shorts leading the decline. On the bull list, we have GMX, Mara, and BIGG. HBAR. This is a name, massive move there off the lows there, 3 cents. What a massive opportunity, 177% gains in about a little over a month. I might add some more of this on a weekly higher low, somewhere around 6 cents, 5 cents area. But I'd be careful on this one coming up on weekly oversold just after coming off weekly overbought after coming off weekly oversold, but we still haven't changed the weekly trend. You can see here we have no higher low and higher high, and there's no support all the way down to 3 cents. So don't be surprised if this thing pulls back 30, even 40%. Moving on to SPY. So SPY is a daily inside bar, so not seeing the same strength that we were seeing in the crypto space today. But again, crypto was lagging because of the FTX debacle. And look at that big daily move. So we've got we had a daily inside bar that broke bullish, and we had 2 big daily moves here. And here we are, very close to confirming the weekly bull flag. Only about $60 away. Let's go Bulls. There we go. Confirmed. Weekly bull flag confirmed. So it's 24,264. We hit 24,326. So we'll be targeting about 33K. Unless something catastrophic happens. But like I said, SPY daily inside bar. So key resistance to be watching 415.05, support at 408.51. If we lose 408.51, we start daily consolidation. We look for a higher low, and then we attempt a trend change, which will give us our weekly higher low. Actually, no, we didn't start. It's 2 weekly inside bars. I forgot about that. So usually when we change the trend or we lose a trend, it usually means consolidation on the higher time frame, but not always. You can see here it's actually just a type of equilibrium on the weekly time frame. So you have 2 weekly inside bars. I would favor a bear break. Inflation ran a little hotter than anticipated as well, which, you know, obviously didn't move the needle too much in the broader market, but we do have weekly inside bars. So we have weekly inside bars, daily inside bars. So key resistance on the daily, 415.05. Break that. We continue the daily bounce for the 3rd day in a row. And then, like I said, if we lose 408.51, we start daily consolidation. Weekly resistance is 416.49 resistance, and then support at 405.01. So if we start 405.01, don't be surprised if we pull back to 400, maybe 390. And look for a weekly higher low to form. It's been a while since we had any weekly higher low, though. We could easily drop 9% on SPY and still be in a weekly uptrend. The dollar breaking last week's high after starting weekly consolidation, but no real clear trend change yet. I wouldn't consider that enough of a higher low to consider that a trend change. But if we do see a weekly trend change here and a higher low and a higher high on the dollar, that's going to spell a short-term weakness for short to medium-term weakness for the broader market and the crypto sphere. But on the day-to-day, breaking to a daily higher high. So SPY holding up relatively well in the face of DXY strength. Just a daily inside bar, not even starting daily consolidation yet. If the dollar's bouncing on the daily time frame, one would think that the S&P 500 would be consolidating and losing the low of the previous daily candle when the dollar's bouncing, breaking the high of its previous daily candle, because it's very inversely correlated. But it's just not what we're seeing here. We've already got the EMA 12 and 26 bull cross out of the way on the daily time frame. Weekly, bumping our heads at the EMA 12. So that's been strong resistance and still in a weekly downtrend. Gold and silver down about 1%, so no love for precious metals today, but Tesla breaking to a daily higher high. We had resistance there at 214 and we hit 214.66. So we are breaking the high of this bounce, but keep in mind, we still haven't changed the weekly trend yet. We had a slight weekly higher low there. Weekly higher low, we only consolidated by about $2. So I wouldn't consider that enough of a higher low yet. I would anticipate a pullback to at least 175, maybe even 150 here on weekly consolidation once it does begin. But we need to lose the low of 187.61 to continue weekly consolidation. We are seeing a drop off on bull volume as well, but it's only Wednesday. 22 minutes left in the day, so we still got two more days. And nice riding of the EMA 12 here. So if we do fail to close above EMA 12, watch it pull back to around EMA 26, which is again around there 175. So 175 psychological lines up with the daily EMA 26 and psychological level to be watching as well. And it also lines up with the weekly EMA 12 support. So I think 175 should be baked in, pretty much guaranteed. Taking a look at the bull and bear list today, individual names on the day today, we have IMV, Gold, and GDX. And on the bull list, we have Coin, AMC, and ABNB. ABNB, decent move there after earnings. Look at that. Beat by about 1.902 billion and 1.861 billion. Oops. And then the EPS, nice beat there by 22 cents, 22.5 cents. Name that I'm going to be adding in the bear market, but just didn't get to an attractive enough price point for me to add it. I mean, we did hit all-time low, so it wouldn't have been a bad idea to start scaling in. I'd like to get this around 70 or closer to $70 or $50. But like I said, decent move there off the lows. You're looking at about 73% of upside, but lots of tech names, right? Just seeing massive bounces off their lows, Tesla included. Tesla off of its low there at 101. You're looking at almost 115% of upside. So no shortage of good deals out there in terms of tech. Hexo stealing the show in terms of MJ today. So even US MJ, the best one there is FIT and CXXI. Hexo stealing the show, up almost 18%. Not seeing any news. I think it's just the best MJ stock in the world, so it goes up more. No, just kidding. But I do think it is the best MJ stock in the world. Just like Tesla, before everybody and their dog wanted to own it, Wall Street was saying, oh, don't own it. They make less cars in a year than Toyota makes in a month. They'll never be profitable. They're on their way to bankruptcy, blah, blah, blah. And we all knew that Tesla was destined for greatness. And Hexo, in my opinion, just going to be another storybook, example of how they paint the narrative. And then, the writing's on the wall. It's so clear, but people just fail to realize it because they think price is a good barometer of judging an industry or a company's health, right? It'd be one thing if Hexo was down 99% and the rest of the MJ space was at all-time highs, right? But that's just not the case, right? Even the profitable names like GTII down 80% from February 2021 highs. But nice trend change attempt coming up here. So if we break 178, which is double top there, that's going to confirm a weekly uptrend. And then we'll zoom out to the monthly time frame and we'll look for the monthly bounce to continue. Actually, we bumped our head. It's a monthly double top as well. So we need to break the high of 178, start the monthly bounce, form a higher low, and then a higher high. That'll give us confidence that the bear market is over. But looking really good. We got earnings coming up in about a month. And there could be possibility for positive adjusted EBITDA. And then if not, I think the next quarter or two, we should see positive adjusted EBITDA as a result of all the layoffs and facility closures, all that thing, cost-cutting initiatives. So that'll help COGS and SG&A, and that'll obviously help the bottom line. So I do think that we could see 1 to 2 quarters from now, as early as March, we see positive adjusted EBITDA. Aurora was a bit of a foreshadowing event there, posting positive adjusted EBITDA for the first time. And I think a lot of the names going through the similar cost-cutting initiatives, I think Hexa could be next. And then potential for EPS positive in the next 2 to 3 quarters. So cash flow positive. But looking really good. All about the weekly time frame now. If we can get above 178, we'll confirm the higher low and higher high. We'll be in a weekly uptrend. Then it's all about the monthly. But again, we need to confirm monthly uptrends across the sector. CGC, Tilray, and POTX leading the bull list today. WIB, DB, and XTRX leading the decline. CGC, so obviously got destroyed after earnings, but did hold the low there at 209. Got as low as 220. So like I said, not a bad idea to go off of that support, play out if you wanted to swing trade. I mentioned this in a couple of videos ago. If you wanted to swing trade, decent opportunity there off the low. Set your stop below $2. You could have risked essentially, 5 to 10% to make upwards of, 30 to 50%, right? If we just get back to those highs. But obviously the news of Twitter today allowing cannabis and THC advertisements, huge momentum shift in the sector. I'm actually going to do a video on that a little bit later on today, just to bring awareness to it, because that is huge. That is massive. We know that Elon Musk is all about free speech. He's all about, he tweets 420 all the time. He joked about taking Tesla private for $420. Actually got sued for that, but he won the lawsuit against the SEC. For that, we know he always, he loves the number 69, he loves the number 420, he loves the letter X, right? So yeah, it's just a matter of time before the rest follow suit. I think that, they're a good example of a leader in the space and what's to come, right? Nice foreshadowing, because of the fact that now Elon owns it, and he's all about empowerment and the people, right? And giving the people what they want, and obviously the people want that. So I think that YouTube will be next, and then Facebook or Instagrams of the world, right? And that's going to be massive. Just imagine when we see MJ on the Super Bowl, maybe even as early as next year. I think it could be in the next couple of years. We see MJ on the Super Bowl. If that happens, sell your bags. That'll be a good time to sell. Obviously, if you got your long-term bags like me, I'm not selling until the US legalizes. But yeah, that'd be, if you're ever wondering when it would be a good time to sell some MJ stocks, long-term positions, I'm pretty sure the Super Bowl ad leading into that, maybe not the second the Super Bowl ad comes on, but as soon as we find out there's going to be cannabis ads, just like the Saturday Night Live skit with Dogecoin, right? If you would have sold a week before that, around 70 cents, it went all the way down to like 5 cents after that, right? I told everybody to run for the hills, and you never want to be 1 second too late. You'd rather be, multiple days, weeks, months early than 1 second too late. MSOS, daily inside bar that's breaking bullish. So off of its all-time low there at 609, currently up about 13%. Now again, remember I said another swing trade. If you're looking for a swing trade, you got a couple $1,000s or a few extra dollars you want to deploy. Could be a nice buy here if we break 736, because that means we would start the monthly bounce. And if we break 736, we have no resistance until about 100% of upside from there. So it could easily turn $1,000 into $2,000, $5,000 into $10,000, and then you could look to rebalance that into something a little bit more beaten down as well, right? So watch out for that monthly bounce there on MSOS. Could be a nice swing trade opportunity. In terms of bull and bear list on the day today, we have Halo, Ian, and CCHW on the decline. AYR as well continues to get slammed after closing its Arizona assets. But again, right, everybody talked about how great AYR was for a while, and here we are down 96%. Right? I thought LPs were the garbage ones, right? What's going on here? This is a US MSO, right? I thought they were the bee's knees. FIT, CXXI, and PLTH leading the decline today. Just checking in on the Power Group community here. See if there's any news. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, 2 bound guarantors unsealed, both with ties to Stanford. Oh, the rabbit hole just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Also, he was caught using a VPN to use the internet or something. This guy just has no respect for the law, and I'm not even sure he has any IQ. It's like, he just continues to dig himself a deeper hole. And yeah, that saga continues to get even more interesting. But in terms of news, nothing else too earth-shattering to report. SPY gaining a little bit more momentum here. And crypto stalling out here just after confirming the weekly bull flag with a target of about 33,000. There it is. And just check in on Hexo here, 161, so getting over 160, but like I said, all about 178. We break 178 from here, we confirm the weekly uptrend. All right, let's take a look at MDP for my man Rashid. So Medexus Pharmaceuticals. I don't know if I've ever looked at this one. It sounds familiar. So just looking at this, nice monthly higher low forming. We'll be confident that the monthly higher low is established once we confirm a weekly uptrend from here. But not a bad idea. Still in a monthly downtrend though, with high, low, lower high, lower 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 low. So very clear monthly downtrend, unable to get above EMA 12. That'll be a nice indication that we're changing the trend back to the bulls for some decent momentum and upside sustainability because of the fact that we've been unable to close that ever since we lost it as support and then confirmed the bear cross of the EMA 26. So when the shorter term EMAs or moving averages are above the longer term, when they cross, that's a bear cross. When the shorter term is below the longer term and they cross, that's a bull cross, right? And on the daily time frame, if that happens with the 50-day and the 200-day moving average, that's called a golden cross. And if it happens the other way around, it's called a death cross. You can also look at EMAs crossing the simple moving averages. That's another popular way to look at it as well and get an indication of the health of the market. But like I said, low there at 88 cents, bounce, high the bounce 250. So that was a nice move there off the low. You're talking 177, right? And what do we know about the EMAs? We usually gravitate back towards them, right? We get exuberant to the upside, we come down, we get exuberant to the downside, we come back, we gravitate towards it, we go up, we come down, we go down, we come up, we go up, we come down, we go down, we come up. So if you just realize how far away we were from that EMA, we were down 65% from that EMA. So if you were just playing off of that, put $1,000 into there and you say the most I can lose is $1,000, usually we'll probably trend back towards the EMA. And because of how far we were from there, we were just anticipating a back test of it and then resistance. And that's exactly what happened. So off the low there, that about 180%. So $1,000 into, a couple $1,000, right? So a decent opportunity, but we're just looking for a monthly higher low now. And then if we can, and it's more than likely going to be an equilibrium where we form this tightening range and then we get the bull break or the continuation to the downside in the monthly downtrend. But again, what do we know about consolidation? For on the monthly time frame, when we're consolidating, meaning we're losing the low of the previous monthly candle, what a great short opportunity too. It was a double inside bar. So once we lost support there at 180, you could have went short, and that would have been about a 31% of a short opportunity. And then if we broke bullish, right? But we knew that we were still in a monthly downtrend, still hadn't confirmed a monthly higher low and higher high to give us a monthly uptrend. So we were skeptical, and then again struggling with that EMA 12 as resistance. And then after 180% move, one would think that we're going to bump our head and then come down and start monthly consolidation. But like I said, you didn't have to short right there at EMA 12. You could have. That would have been a 51% short opportunity. And that would have made a lot of sense. But if you were more conservative, you could have said, okay, when these multiple inside bars break bearish, then I'll go short. And even if you just went short there, that was 31% of a short opportunity. But low, high, higher, low. Again, what happens when we start monthly consolidation, when we lose the low of the previous candle? It means zoom into the weekly time frame and watch for a weekly trend change to indicate the monthly higher low is set. So let's say, this week we trend back down to say, low ones, and then next week we start the bounce. We'll look for a higher low and then a higher high. Once we get the higher low and the higher high, after forming a high on that bounce, once we get the higher low and the higher high, that'll give us confidence that the monthly higher low is set once we confirm a weekly uptrend. If you're looking for weekly consolidation, right, and you're looking for a weekly higher low, you want to confirm a daily uptrend to establish that weekly higher low. But because we're on the monthly, you zoom into the weekly and look for a weekly uptrend to establish that monthly higher low. But daily RSI absolutely destroyed here in the teens, getting close. It would have been about 15 on the RSI, 15, 16 with that lower wick there, factoring that in. But even just from the daily time frame, we're looking at about 55% of upside. Not even any real resistance there. It wasn't even much of a bounce. But yeah, we're looking at about 75% of upside just on the daily time frame. So this one's definitely a little bit higher risk, higher reward, but like I said, you could start to scale in, looking for that monthly higher low. And if you really wanted to be conservative, you could try to get it closer to support there at 88 cents. But we're still about 25% away, so you probably wouldn't want to set a stop loss. If you're looking for a long-term entry, I would probably just start to scale in, right, in multiple orders. The SPY still hasn't even started weekly consolidation yet, and this is pretty weak here, while the rest of the market is strong. So what happens if SPY starts weekly consolidation? This thing could easily go to $1, right? So I'd probably just wait, scale in. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. In terms of the weekly moving average, the 10-week, we're well below that. We had a bear cross of the stochastic and the MACD, and the clue was last week. So we closed below it. We finally had a bear cross of the MACD, and last week we had the low of 167, and now 123 is the low. So quite a bit of downside just off of that MACD bear cross. And the 50 weekly, very strong resistance as well. They're at 217, quite a ways away from that as well. We did have a death cross as well. So you can see back here, we had a golden cross. Price was at around $4 when we had the golden cross. Then it went all the way up to about $10. Then we had the death cross. Again, the 50 above the 200 when they cross, that's a death cross. And then when they're below, the 50 is below the 200 and they cross, that's a golden cross, right? Bull cross, bear cross. And price when the death cross happened was around 450 and then went all the way down to 88 cents. So now we're seeing a potential golden cross with the 50 just set to cross above the 200, and then we got knocked down. Was there earnings or something? Yeah, back on February 8th, so that's what happened. Everything was looking good, following the broader market, nice and strong, and then earnings put a damper on that. But still very close. 50-day at 190, 200 at 202, so only 12 cents away from confirming that golden cross. But again, just because they cross doesn't mean we're going to the moon, tomorrow. The golden cross happened here on August 5th, and then we didn't peak in the price until February, so many months later, right? So one would think that, maybe in the next 3-4 months, once these do cross, but again, it can happen anytime, right? It could happen in a week, could happen in a month, news can change it, but one would think that it's probably going to take us a few months before we see the real, top being set after that golden cross happening. All right, we start wrapping it up. So we are due for 15-minute consolidation in a big way on crypto names. So don't be surprised if we pull back quite a bit. Bitcoin could easily pull back, in my opinion, 5%. Should be looking for a 15-minute higher low. But nice to see we're confirming the weekly bull flag with a target of 33,000. SPY basically just stagnant at the moment. And weekly inside bar, we could even be set up for a third weekly inside bar next week. Hexo 163, almost 20% on the day. Show them how it's done, King Hexo. All right, gonna end it there. Hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll talk to everybody in the chat room in a few minutes. I will be getting another video out a little bit later on. Like I said, gonna be covering that Twitter news with Elon. That is massive, massive news for the sector and a precursor of what's to come. Many, many catalysts on the horizon. All right, have a great night. Talk to you soon.